Southwest Florida's #1 podcast station.
Oh my God, we're live. Oh, hey, I want to welcome you guys to the Michael and Sian show. I'm Michael Markovina, and I've got my beautiful co-host.
And I am Sian Mirage.
Over my right-hand shoulder. We had a pretty exciting day today.
Yes, we did.
I know. So we went to the Gulf Coast Humane Society.
Yes, which is right up the street from me, conveniently.
Conveniently. So
Yes.
you were able to
Hop on over.
hop on over. Or she hops on over to the studio, which is in Cape Coral, and you're coming from Fort Myers. And sometimes the bridge is pretty difficult.
Oh my God. During this traffic hour, it's not fun at all. I always get slammed. No matter how early I leave, I get slammed.
It's not fun at all.
God, no.
All right. So we've had a pretty long day, and we're a little bit late tonight, but you know what? That's okay. We went out to the Gulf Coast Humane Society today, and the topic of the show tonight is dogs and rescue dogs and adopting dogs and or cats.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of people, before we get to the stats, a lot of people spend so much money on paying for a brand new dog, like an AKA breed.
Right.
So
Pet shops.
Yeah, right. So
Or breeding.
You guys
Yeah.
are going to meet Basil tonight. This is it's a collie, but it's
Mini Lassie.
Mini Lassie.
That's
I
the
mean,
best way to
I know
to
that.
think about it.
That's great. So you're going to meet Basil tonight. You're going to meet my dog Hank, which from the Gulf Coast Humane Society. When we went to go talk to these guys, actually the handler remembered Hank.
He did. That's
No,
awesome.
she did. Yeah,
oh,
she did. Well, we talked to Brian, but I was talking to a couple of the girls in the office, and they pulled up my record when I adopted Hank over 2 years ago. And even though they said the Gulf Coast Humane Society, they don't put dogs down, but when the adoption goes on for months and months and months and maybe even years, they give them to somebody else.
Right.
And unfortunately, Hank was pretty close to that because he was brought back 3 times. Guys, you're going to meet Hank tonight. I swear to God. After we come back from our commercial break, which is way too soon right now. So if you want to call in, talk about adopting a pet.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
239-645-1291. If you're watching us right now, you know, please call in because this is so close to my heart, Sian.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, you know Hank.
Yes.
Yeah, he's here in the studio.
I'm very excited to come on.
Oh, I know, right?
He knows. He knows it's a special night for him.
Well, I kind of told him earlier. So, you know, I was like, Hank, I have to get you a makeup here in about 5 minutes, and we got to comb your hairs down, and you're gonna go on camera tonight. And all of a sudden,
His eyes lit up.
I know, right?
Such a smart dog. He really is.
And I don't speak to him in I speak to him in English,
But
and
he understands.
I know that's the amazing part, and I know of one dog you have, Coco.
Yes.
Okay, so what breed is Coco?
He is a 14-year-old Chihuahua.
Oh, God.
And he understands me very well. We have conversations daily.
I know, but the statistics that I'm going to bring up tonight, the Chihuahuas are the #1 dog that bites, well over pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds.
I believe that. I have a bunch.
Is he yappy?
He is. He's not aggressive.
So you only have one dog?
I only have one, but he is not an aggressive Chihuahua.
All right, so what made you come up with the name Coco?
His color.
So he must be chocolate,
Yes.
like cocoa.
Yes, you got it.
Oh God, I love it, man. This is why I loved doing these shows. All right, so we've got some statistics, and before we go to the break, Sian and I we went out to the Gulf Coast Humane Society and we shot a little bit of footage.
Yes.
And we met Brian today. Man, I thought he was fabulous.
He's awesome. He knows everything you're looking to find out about adopting a pet, the misconception of pit bulls, or I say pit bull awareness. Everything you can think about when it comes to
right.
Yeah.
And he was so informed.
Yes.
Did we get how long he worked for the Gulf Coast Humane Society?
I don't think we did,
I don't
but
think
he does
he's
cover everything.
He's been there for a long time
Yes.
because this guy knows. Oh my God, he knows quite a bit. All right, so we're going to get into the first statistic, and if we can pull this up on the screen, please. Animal rescue shelters in the U.S. industry trends, 2014 to 2019. So it goes, over the past 5 years to 2019, animal rescue shelters have continued to grow as consumers adopt pets, which I think is a great thing to adopt a pet other than
Buying one.
spending
Yeah.
thousands of dollars.
At a pet store.
Yeah,
Yep.
even though they're either spayed or neutered, they don't lose their personality. I mean, Hank didn't lose his personality.
Exactly. And it's so helpful to adopt because you're saving the animal's life versus
Of course.
paying into a pet store.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And we don't need to be paying into a pet store and spending thousands
Right.
of dollars to go into a pet store. So it says an estimated 6 to 8 million dogs and cats are rescued by animal shelters each year, according to the Humane Society of the United States, which we were there earlier
Yes.
today. In response to the high volume of animal rescues each year, many animal welfare advocacy outreach programs have managed to secure funding for many nonprofit shelters, further benefiting the industry. Also, according to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and I'm going to stop there. You know, our president a couple of months ago made it a federal crime, punishable by up to 5 years for committing an abuse to an animal.
I agree with that 1,000%.
So do I.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you touch my dog or my birds, because
Right.
I've got 3 birds, 2 parakeets and a
Yes.
cockatiel, and after Hank comes on, because Jessica and Hank don't get along, so after Hank comes on and we meet him, I'm gonna bring Jessica on,
Oh, how fun.
and she might even sing for us.
Oh, she's wonderful.
That would be so great. So it says also, according to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, the ASPCA, 31% of cats and 34% of dogs are obtained from an animal shelter. Well, kudos to everybody that has adopted a dog and a cat
Yes.
from a shelter. Thank you so
Exactly.
much. And as a result, industry revenue has increased at an annualized rate of 7.2% to $2.5 billion
Wow.
in 2019.
Here we go into the billions again.
I know, right? So I'm really not into monetization. But when you guys see the clip that's coming up right now, we talked to Brian about the Humane Society is a nonprofit corporation.
Yes.
So they get their money from, like what I just read,
Right.
and they get their money from donations and stuff and things like that. So in order to save animals, because
Yeah.
and you know, around Fort Myers, maybe not so much as Cape Coral, but around Fort Myers, you know, when I drive through there, I see cats and dogs just roaming around, no leashes on, no
Oh,
collars.
too many, especially
no.
North Fort Myers. I'm not sure what's
Yeah.
happening there, but North Fort
I don't
Myers.
either. I don't either, but you know, those are all the dogs and cats that are not within this report
Right.
because they're just roaming around. So
Right.
the
They're
animal
not listed. Yeah.
yeah, they're not listed, so the animal shelters don't know about them.
Yeah.
So this report might only be like 60%.
portion of it,
Yeah, or a
right.
portion.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any percentage because I know a lot of you guys would hold me to that percentage. Oh, the day, and this is this show that we're doing right now. It is so personal to me.
Yeah.
Because the animals. We're not only Hank's coming on the show.
Yes.
But my good friend David, he has a toy Lassie. Well, I had a toy
Mini
Yorkie.
Lassie.
It's a mini Lassie.
The cutest mini Lassie you'll ever see.
Actually, I think it's a collie. So
Yeah.
I think he calls it a mini collie. And David, if you're watching right now, I know he's at work.
Yeah.
Forgive me because I don't know the name of your dog. Maybe after the break, I'm going to look it up. It's the cutest dog in the world. So, and the dog's name's Basil, and my dog's name's Hank. Now, Hank's 72 pounds, and Basil is what, maybe 10
I think
pounds?
a little more, maybe 14.
Yeah, maybe
like
14
my Chihuahua.
pounds. Now, if I took a sound bite of the way these guys play during the day,
you should do video
Yeah, I
footage
know.
and put it up here.
No, I want to do a sound bite first because Hank's bark and growl is so much louder than Basil's.
Right.
It seems like he's killing Basil.
Oh, God, yes.
But if you took Hank's voice out and put Basil's voice in there,
Right.
it sounds like he's killing Hank. But they've been the best of friends for the past 3 months. I mean,
I love how they interact. It's so interesting.
yeah,
It really is.
it is. So if you guys own pets and you want to call in, please call in. We would love to hear your story. 239-645-1291. And yeah, the number's right there. Let me see. No, it's right there. Right. Oh my God, I'm using the wrong hand. Okay. Well, no, wait. Right. Yeah, there it is.
Freeze.
I'm looking camera left, but the screen is screen right. So sorry, guys, for doing that. And you know what? Right now, I think let's go to the clip that we did earlier today.
Yes.
It's very informative. And
everything the viewers should know about the adoption
Yeah.
process. I don't think there's any questions that don't have answers to it when it comes to Brian. He really knows everything.
yeah, I think we covered everything
Yes.
today. All right, guys, let's take a look at this clip, and we're going to be right back live after this. Field, I'm Michael.
And I'm Sian.
And we are at the Gulf Coast Humane Society. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I wanted to tell you guys just a little bit of a background story. And you're going to meet him tonight. It's my adorable 72-pound pit bull. His name is Hank. You're going to see him on the show tonight. So we decided to come out to the Gulf Coast Humane Society and talk to Brian. Brian, what do you do here at the Gulf Coast Humane Society?
I'm the community relations coordinator, so I wear all sorts of hats. It's from marketing, public relations, to community outreach, to picking up poop.
Jack of all trades.
All right, Brian. We'd like to ask you, what does nonprofit mean?
Yeah, so we are an actual 501c3 nonprofit organization, and what that basically means is we don't receive any subsidies from any government. We're not associated with the National Humane Society at all, so we are our own entity. So we are dependent on donations. It's just very important that people realize that we don't receive any other money from any outside entities.
You know, one of the things that I keep receiving through my social media and friends and family, pit bull is not a breed. If you guys didn't know that, so what is a pit bull?
Yeah, that is one of the biggest misnomer out there. You know, people think pit bull is a certain breed. It's not. It's kind of like an umbrella. So it's a characteristic. So with their physical characteristics, it's what I call fat head. You know, like a box head, the squishy face type. They're lower to the ground, strong muscular dogs. But it can be literally anything from a Boston Terrier to a Shar-Pei mix.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wait till you guys see Hank tonight.
All right, Brian, can you explain to us what is pit bull awareness?
Yeah, pit bull awareness. That's that's part of my job, to going out for the community outreach, and I love talking about the pit bulls. One of my passions is with the first misnomer, of course, pit bull's not a breed, and then also pit bulls are very loyal. They are very loving, sweet dogs. I literally have been around thousands of pit bulls, and they're nothing like what you read in the media or see in the media. They are wonderful, loyal dogs.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we went inside and was interviewing Brian before we came out here to shoot this, and one of the questions Sian came up with is, when you find a stray dog, where do they bring them to? Because they obviously don't bring them here.
Yeah, and that we do get a lot of calls because people think they can bring a stray in. We cannot accept a stray. It's a county ordinance that they all must go to Lee County Domestic Animal Services, just because it's kind of a one-stop. So, like, say you lost Hank, that's where you're going to go instead of going to the dozen different area shelters that he could have been brought to. So you go there, and since you did adopt him from us, he is microchipped. So then you just have that one stop to go.
Okay, so you bring a dog in, and they go to another shelter first. So I'm assuming they get all their shots, they get checked up. Do you guys pick up those animals from there and then provide adoption services through the Gulf Coast Humane Society?
Yeah, the process actually is we'll go. We are no-kill shelter. So once like Hank came in, he was going to stay with us until he found you. So we will pull animals from other shelters, and then most of the time we do give the shots. So what you get with an adoption, they're going to be spay or neutered. So we've got our own spay neuter clinic here. They're going to be vaccinated, and they're going to be microchipped. So those are the three things you get when you adopt from us.
So they get microchipped because if you get an ornery dog and he decides to go somewhere else. Now,
Brian, can you tell us what is the adoption process?
Yeah, the first thing you should do is go to our website. It is updated live, so once Fido gets put on the adoption floor, it goes right on the website. So let's say Fido really catches your eye. Come on in. We are open 7 days a week, and do a meet and greet with Fido. If you do have your own animal, own dog, you can bring them in and do a meet and greet just to make sure that everyone gets along. And then after that, decision's been made. Fill out the paperwork, pay your adoption fee, and you can bring them home.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much, Brian, for informing all of the viewers of everything they can do to start this process.
It was a pleasure. I mean, coming out here and talking to you, Brian, and letting the audience know, what they can do when they pick up a stray off the streets. And please, if you see a stray off the street, stop your car or pull it off to the side of the road so you're not impeding traffic, and pick the animal up. Hopefully it's friendly, and bring them. And we're going to show you the numbers at the end. Is Brian, on behalf of myself and Sian, on the Michael and Sian Show, we want to thank you so much
thank you for
joining us.
Thank
you so much. Hey, guys, we're going back to the studio. And you're going to see us again. And we're back. Did you see the clip?
Yes, I
You
did.
did. What'd you think?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Brian, I can't thank him enough from the Gulf Coast Humane Society. Cannot thank him enough. All right, so we said we were going to have the dogs after this break, but we're going to have them after the next break. I want to give a couple more statistics before we bring the dogs out, because Basil's going to be on your lap.
Yes, and they are very, very excited.
Yeah, I told Hank earlier. It's like, you're going to be on camera,
and he knows. He's
he knows something's going on.
His ears are up. His tail is going.
Oh, that's the Liquid Journal Entertainment phone that's ringing right now. So anyway. We'll get to the we'll get to the statistics here in just a little bit. Animal rescue shelters in the U.S. Industry Outlook, and this is from 2019 to 2024. So if we can bring the statistics up right now on the screen, please. And there we go. Over the next 5 years to XXX, the animal rescue shelters industry will benefit from many municipalities, animal welfare organizations, and other companies providing funding. During that period, many animal rescue shelters will expand their portfolio of services, particularly to microchip. And we talked about microchipping during our field segment, and Hank is microchipped. But I don't think what people realize is when you adopt a dog and you don't have an app that tells you where the dog is.
There's no GPS.
No, there's
the
no
microchip would be that GPS.
Right. Well, the microchip only works like if your animal gets lost and it's picked up.
Right.
Then they see the tattoo mark, and then they scan the chip, and then they'll know. Like if Hank ever got out, and he wouldn't, he never would. This dog is.
He's dedicated to you.
He's in the house all the time.
Your blood brothers.
I know, right? It's like I got 4 kids right now. 5.
But they're all dedicated.
2
to
parakeets, 1 cockatiel, and you guys are gonna meet Jessica in the 4th segment of the show. I'm gonna change my hair a little bit to match hers. So I got so many kids in the house. So before we came on air, Jessica decided to fly all the way across to the lanai, and she comes up to the door because she likes to walk through the house. She gets bored outside. I put my birds outside,
right,
so that they get to hear other birds and they get sunlight.
Freedom.
Yeah. And they get healthy from the sun and stuff like that. So she decides, well, you know what? I'm bored right now. She flies all the way down. So if my sliding glass door to my bedroom is open, she'll go all the way into my bedroom, and she'll like,
anybody home?
yeah, no, she's calling for me,
Yeah.
or she'll call for my son, and I'm like, she sounds really close because I'm always working on my computer. I'm in the middle of writing a screenplay. And
she's like, Dad, stop. I need attention right now.
Oh, hello.
It's
I'm
playtime.
Yeah, I know. I'm here at the door. So I put her on my shoulder when I'm either at the computer or I'm laying in bed taking a rest because I work like 16 hours a day.
But they don't care. They're like, so what? We need to play.
I know. And Hank is like that. Oh, my God. Between 9 o'clock and 10 p.m. at night, he will go on the bed and he'll do this. I'm like, what? Hank, what? And he'll look at me. I already know what.
Yeah.
It's playtime.
Yeah.
So I gotta start grabbing his paws, and my bed sheets, my bedspread, everything is on the floor. He's so big. He's almost 73 pounds. And he does all this stuff, and all he wants to do is play. So when we went to the Humane Society earlier today, I found his handler, and I said, "Did you guys ever bring up his prior record?" Well, he was returned 3 times.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I asked him, "Did you bring up his prior record? Do you guys know what he did prior to that?" Because every time I take Hank to the airport, he goes right for the baggage carousel. Every bag that comes out, he's sniffing.
Oh, wow.
So I'm kind of thinking he was almost trained as a drug dog.
Right.
Because some people, I mean, with you, Sian, he loves you.
Yeah.
But with some females, his hair goes up. I mean, if he smells drugs.
Right.
And I can
could
tell.
spot out the mules.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
So if he smells drugs, his hair goes up, and I got to pull him back because he'll start to bark and or bite.
Wow.
So, and we got stats on pit bulls. Like we talked to Brian earlier today, and the stats on pit bulls and other dogs that are domestic animals. Pit bulls have the second biggest bite pressure than Rottweilers. Pit bulls and German Shepherds are even at 245 pounds per square inch.
Wow.
So if they get a hold of you, of course they're going to do some damage.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, Sian, is that Chihuahuas bite more often.
Oh yeah.
You're a little Coco. Oh, you've seen it. Is it he or is it he?
My dog, he doesn't bite. He growls. So if the kids get too noisy and they're annoying him, or if they're arguing or talking loud, he'll look at them and start barking like, shut up. Like, that's his way of saying stop. Like, shut up. I'm being annoyed right now. I don't want to hear you play. I don't want to hear you make any noise. Like, he would tell them. That's his way of communicating. Or if they get too smugly, they want to pet him, but they want to, like, choke him, pet him, he starts growling like, okay, I had enough of that. He loves them, but, that's a part of his chihuahua-ness.
Did you just say chihuahua-ness?
I'm in a Mookie mode. Sorry.
That's coming up
Back
tomorrow
to the
night.
Michael and Sian show.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because earlier today when we were in the field taping our segment, I had to cut because
Cut
all
your
of a
mook
sudden
mode.
all of a sudden I said forget about it. I was like, no, reset.
Wrong show.
Yeah, we got to get out of the two mooks. We got to come back to the Michael and Sian show. All right, so we're gonna go back to some statistics, and after this we're gonna take a break, and you guys are gonna meet Hank and Basil. So, animal rescue shelters in the U.S. industry statistics. So, total revenue in 2019, $3 billion.
That's crazy. Like, can you just imagine? I mean, can you count $3 billion, anyone? I just want to know. It sounds so crazy.
Number of businesses, 10,004.
Wow.
Annual growth, 7.2%. Industry employment at all these shelters, 44,805.
Those numbers are like insane.
No, that's great, because we're
But it's
employing
good,
people.
right, exactly,
We're employing
yeah.
people to run these animal shelters.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. Absolutely love it. So, what is animal rescue shelters industry in the U.S.? So here we go.
Okay.
So, industry definition. This industry includes establishments that provide a temporary home and care for stray and homeless pets while seeking permanent homes for them. So that's what they do. So like Brian said earlier today, if you guys see a stray pet, if you can safely stop, pick that pet up. We're going to give you a phone number at the end, towards the end of this show, that especially here in Lee County.
Yes.
And you can look it up anywhere. So wherever you're viewing us right now, go ahead and stop and be safe, of course, first. Pick up that pet. Hopefully it's friendly. And if it's not, then call animal control.
Right. Do something about it. Don't
Yeah.
just allow them to wither away, pretty much.
And it's not just animals. You
Yes.
see a homeless person or whatever.
Right. Back to humanity.
Yes, let's be humane.
Yeah.
Gulf Coast Humane Society is not just towards animals, because we're being humane not only towards animals but towards each other,
Exactly.
which is going to be another show. And by the way, next week, Thursday, 7 p.m., the Michael and Sian show, we're going to go back into domestic violence.
Yes,
part two.
2.
And we're going to have a special guest, Catherine Pacino, Al Pacino's stepmom.
You won't want to miss it.
No, you guys are not going to want to miss that. All right, so the industry definition is animal care services, spaying, neutering services, because we don't want overpopulated dogs and cats.
Absolutely.
Especially not in China and
Right.
places where they
Reminds me of
makes them edible.
Bob Barker, and I quote, "Get your cats and dogs spayed and neutered." Remember at the end of
Oh,
his...
wow, you watched The Price is Right?
I loved that show growing up. Me and my dad were like glued. I always wanted to be a contestant and everything. I still do,
I was
actually.
once.
Were you?
Yeah, I never got past the first row. This was a long time ago. This is when Bob Barker was hosting the show. So these shelters also have other medical services, educational and behavioral programs, so that they
Yes.
can get adopted. And if they don't pass those tests, then they go somewhere else. And I would hate to say where else they go. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And we got one more clip closer to the end of the show. I think you guys are going to really, really love.
Stay
It brought
tuned
tears
for
to
it.
my eyes. I was editing the clip, and it brought tears
I
to my eyes.
saw a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my God, I want to see more."
Yeah. Well, you're going to be able to see it
Yeah.
at the end of the show.
Very special.
You know, it's I don't get why people go to these corporate pet stores and spend thousands.
It absolutely kills me. It's like I almost want to, like, give them information and education right then and there before they actually
Right.
make their purchase, because it makes absolutely no sense. Why not save a cat, a dog, or a domestic animal if you can? You know what I mean? We all have that opportunity right now to do it. So if you want a cat, a dog, rush on over to Gulf Coast Humane Society and meet and greet.
Or any humane society.
Yes, any
within
humane
your
society.
state, within your county, especially within your county and city. Go adopt a pet. If you're not a mean person, because let me tell you what, dogs and cats have the best. What's the word I'm looking for? Inclination
Yes.
on how a good of a person you are, or a bad of a person.
And sometimes
If you
they
don't like
pick
pets,
you.
don't adopt them.
Right.
But if you love pets, like I can't have cats because Hank would eat them.
Right. Well, there you go.
Unfortunately, he's one of those dogs that does not like cats. But the two dogs you're going to see after this segment, they're like brothers.
Oh goodness, yes.
Oh my gosh, they're
so entertaining, especially
Yes.
when they have their little playtime dog fight. It's like I've got to drop what I'm doing to look at this thing. It's so funny.
because you think they're killing each
Yes,
other.
but they're really playing.
Yeah, they're really playing. And you know what? I'm going to take a soundbite tomorrow, and then I'm going to take a video because you guys need to hear this. Hank's a pit bull, and he overpowers Basil, who's a miniature collie. So mostly you will hear Hank's voice, and he's like,
He's the big guy.
If you hear the soundbite without the video, you think Hank is murderizing
Somebody,
this poor dog, Basil. But he's not, because what happens is when Hank gets tired of playing, Basil is a very, very short dog. I mean, the height difference is like this between the two dogs. So when Hank's tired of playing, and Basil will come up and bite his leg. You haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
part. No, I
Basil
haven't
will
seen
come up
that
and
yet.
bite his leg. I'm just like, it's the greatest thing, Every once in a while, I have to shush him out of my office because I'm working.
He's trying to man up.
Yeah, right. Or he'll bite Hank's ears.
Wow.
He has to jump up, put his
Yeah.
paws on his head, and bite his ears.
Wow.
So you guys will see the difference between the dogs after the break. But it's so exciting to watch. I really have to stop
it's so
working.
funny to me. I'm
Yeah.
like, dog fight.
And what's not a dog fight? It's just they're like
They're
two
playing,
best
yeah,
brothers,
yeah.
and they're just playing. So a lot of times, I'm writing a screenplay, I'm doing a budget, or preparing for
Something
our
serious,
show. Yeah,
right.
And I just got to stop because it doesn't annoy me. It makes me laugh. So they're right there on my left-hand side because my office desk and my computer's on the right. So I look over to them and I put my hand on my face and I'm just like, my God, really? Can you guys take this outside? And they're not even paying attention to me.
Right. They don't care what you got going on.
No, absolutely not. Sometimes I have to raise my voice so that both of them, and you can't raise your voice too much with Basil because he's a small dog.
Right.
So, all right, guys, we're going to take a break. This is WLG. This is the Michael and Sian show. Oh, God, you guys are in for a treat after this. And I'm going to post some stuff on Facebook so we can get some people to call in. And if you do want to call in, it's 239-645-1291. Don't call the Liquid Jungle Entertainment phone, because then my engineer has to answer the phone, and it's going to probably be somebody like, your auto warranty has run out. I was like, dude, I don't even have one. I don't even have a dog warranty.
Or are you in scholarship debt?
Yeah, you have educational debt. And we're old enough. I've been out of college for like 20 some odd years. My educational debt was paid off years ago.
Well, thank God. Some people it hasn't been paid off.
Well, according to Bernie Sanders, he's going to give everything for free. And that's going to be another show. All right, guys, I'm Michael. I got my beautiful co-host over my
Sian.
right shoulder. We're going to be right back after this musical break. All right, guys, we're back. Oh, there's my buddy Hank.
He's already showing the love.
Not the mouth. Not the mouth, please. No mouth. Hank, you want to say hi? There's a camera right there. No. The camera's right there. See?
Oh, he's saying thank you, Dad.
I know. I love you too. Just not the mouth. All right, so guys, I need to speak into the. I can't speak into the mic. All right, wait, buddy, wait. All right, so welcome back to the Michael and Sian show. And so I got my best friend here, Hank. This is my buddy.
Aw.
This is my buddy.
Cute.
This is the dog I rescued from. You want to stop real quick? You want a drink?
That might help.
No, he's not going to drink that. Anyway, this is my buddy I rescued from the Gulf Coast Humane Society, and we talked about him earlier today. So this is Hank right here. He is a red-nosed pit bull because he's got red around his nose. Hey, did you brush your teeth this morning? Let me see. Oh, look, they're so pearly white. I'm so proud of you. You brushed your teeth. I know. There goes everything that I put on my face. He's licking. He's
gone.
He's licking everything off. So Hank, do you want to say something? Can you speak? Can you give me a high five? Oh, good boy. Can I get another high five? Oh, I know. And I read so many articles. Like, he's putting his paw on me right now. A lot of vets say that that's their way of showing love.
Aw.
And if you guys, I know, see his paw right now? He loves me so much. And he's bit a couple of people. And I'll say that honestly, because he's very protective of my vehicle, my house, and the people that come over to the house.
Understandable.
He protects everybody. So somebody tried to steal my vehicle about 9 or 10 months ago, and he bit him. So I gave the gentleman, and I use that word very loosely. I know, right? You remember? He's on a sliding chair. He's like, I don't know what the heck's going on. So I gave the gentleman a choice. Either I call the cops or I call an ambulance, because he did some damage. But this guy right here, and Sian, you know him. He's so lovable.
He is. He really is.
And he
gets a little jealous if I'm petting Basil and
I know,
not giving him any love.
Hank, your close-up is not down there, buddy. It's up here. Hey, Hank, up here. Can you speak for me? Speak. He's not going to speak. Maybe we can get him to speak. But this is my beautiful dog. He's my ADA dog. This dog has saved my life, basically.
Yeah.
With my parents dying in the past 3 years, and brought me flashbacks to when I was in the Marines. And my doctor was like, maybe it's time for you to get a dog.
Right.
And I never thought about that. So I went through the registration process for getting an ESA dog is pretty lengthy, because you have to have not only your general practitioner's reports, but you have to have reports from your psychologist or psychiatrist.
Wow, that's a lot of reports.
Yes. And then you're able to get this tag right here, which is this red one for the American Disabilities Act.
Right.
And he's been my best friend ever since. And if you guys can see this, you see the scarf right here? When I take off his scarf every week to wash it, and I've got like 8. I know, buddy, I love you too. No, wait, come here. So when I take his scarf off, he gets so sad. And all I'm doing is replacing it with another color, or actually one that's clean. You should see his face, Sian. He gets so sad. Oh my God. What?
Aw. Now he's on all fours.
I love you too, buddy. Okay.
He can never have enough love.
All right. Sit. Good boy. Give me 5. Good boy. I know you know how to do that. So all right, take it easy, buddy. I love you
But
too.
I'm excited, Dad.
My whole face is like wet right now. I got to take another shower before before I go out. All right, so if we want to get a close look at Basil, Basil is a miniature collie, and
Say hi, Basil. Hi.
Basil doesn't lick. Basil just kind of looks,
Yeah.
and
So cute.
look how cute he is. If you guys have a dog right now, or a cat, or a parrot, or whatever, because Jessica's going to be on the show. She's going to be naked, and she's going to whistle a few tunes for us. See, this is why I got him, because I can be
the complete opposite.
no, but
licking whatsoever.
I know, but it's a cuddle dog.
Yeah.
It's a cuddle dog.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why I got it, because I could be having the worst day. And let me tell you this real quick. Hold on, Hank. I know 5. Okay, good boy.
Dogs provide so
And
much.
All right, sit now.
So much love, attention, and takes us
Sit.
away from having a bad day.
Easy. I know. I love
They're
you
truly
too.
companions.
I love you too. So anyway, so what I'm getting to, and you guys would appreciate this. I'm sure, Sian, you would appreciate this. All right, so guys, if you have a dog and a girlfriend and or a wife or significant other or whoever she may be, I want you to take that significant other, girlfriend, wife, or whatever, and your dog, lock both of them in the trunk of your car, wait an hour, open up the trunk, and let's see who's going to miss you. It's going to be the dog.
Right, absolutely.
The woman is going to be like, blah, 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 bleep, 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 blah, 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 bleep, 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 bleep. So I want to thank my friend David for putting Basil on camera. I want to thank myself for Hank. Hank, it's not. Oh my God.
There we go. Now we could see Basil.
Aw.
Say hi, Basil.
Such cute dogs. All right, guys, we're going to take another break, and we're going to have another guest, and then another guest. Our next guest is Jessica. So I'm going to have to change my hair for this one. You guys are going to love her. She's naked, and she's probably going to sing to you. And Hank is just... No, biting my thumb. You can lick and put your paw down. Do you love me? Hank, do you love me? All right. So I want one more camera shot before we go, so I can hear it in my headphones. So I want you guys to look right now.
How cute.
Now Hank is a podcaster. Hank, look into the camera. Tell him I'm a podcaster.
Look at his eyes.
He's like, what the heck is this?
He's like, Dad, let me lick you 10 more times.
All right, guys, it's the Michael and Sian show. Oh my God, I'm having so much fun tonight.
Basil.
I love it. All right, guys, we're going to come back in here in a couple of minutes, and we're going to bring our next guest on. And Sian, it's just like one of the best shows. We've been smiling the whole show.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
He's just so sweet and warm and a non-licker.
Hank knows how to swivel his chair. Watch. He's gonna swivel his chair. Come on over here. Over here. Look, it swivels. There you go. Bye-bye. Will we see?
Look at the ears.
Yeah. And,
he knows.
And I'm so glad that I just brought that up inadvertently. But dogs know English.
Yes.
Watch. Hank, bye-bye. He knows truck. He knows boat. You want to go get something to eat? Do you love me?
Aw.
See the tongue
So
coming
smart,
out?
Yeah.
He is. He is absolutely. Oh my! The smartest dog I've ever had.
Very attentive.
Do you love me? Can you speak? Speak. 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 You don't want to speak? How about Spanish? Hola.
And some dogs do answer to different languages depending on the owner and how they're brought up. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like training a little baby or a toddler.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, don't forget, Down a Rabbit Hole is coming up at 9 p.m. And we're going to take a musical break, and the animal's going to go up and go. And I don't put my dog in a kennel. He sleeps with me every night. Just like a woman. I get this much of the bed. He does his little turns, and he pushes me over, and I get this much of a bed. when I was married, I got that much of a bed. When I was married and
What
had
size
children,
bed did you have?
king size. But they
that's
pushed me
funny.
over.
That's funny.
So king size bed, married, now with children.
Oh, but the kids forget
Yeah,
about it.
it's
Forget
like this.
about it. I mean, good thing
Oh,
I'm skinny.
now we're being mookie right now. Forget about it, right? Forget about it. All right, guys, we're going to be right back. I'm Michael.
I'm Sian.
All right, guys, we're back to the Michael and Sian show. Sian, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I know that last segment was really cool.
It was very furry.
I know. So we have our next guest, and she's naked. How you doing, Jessica? Her name's Jessica. So I had to redo my hair because I did.
Now you're twins. Twinsies.
She's trying to talk right now, because we're talking. You
She's
hear her?
so smart. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like Hank, she only likes certain people.
Yeah.
You can hear her talking. She's trying to
so
talk.
cute.
Females only female cockatiels, if you guys didn't know, only learn about maybe 15 words, maybe 10 to 15 words.
Yeah.
But you see her going up here, and she loves just to pet her like this. I'm just encompass her whole head. Look at her eyes, guys. She loves it.
Well, she whistled to me the first time I
Really?
held her. She looked at me and started doing this thing and whistling. It was the cutest thing ever, and it reminds me of my very first pet, which was a male cockatiel named Birdie, all white and yellow.
She's female.
Yeah.
It's a cockatiel.
Yeah, so this touches my heart because that was my first pet. Oh, so cute.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica. I love you too. Give me a kiss. Give a kiss. I know you're so happy right now because you see all the.
There
Really?
it goes.
she's so happy. All right,
She knows she's on camera.
I know, right? Mr. DeMille, where's my close-up at? I love you. So, the reason why I brought Jessica out, a lot of people say, well, I'm the Pied Piper of animals. You know, all animals love me, which I think is baloney. It's about how you raise your pets. You have a
Right.
Chihuahua.
Yes.
I've got two parakeets, cockatiel, and my dog Hank, and my friend David has his dog living here
Right.
in the house, and she was not happy. I bought her from Miami, so it took me almost 2 weeks to get her accustomed to me. Because I would put my see how she's biting right now?
Yeah.
She's just like a woman. Oh my God. Here, you want to go up here? There you go. Perfect.
Oh, so cute.
See, there we go. So now I can talk to you and give you kisses. So anyway, it took. See how she puts her head down? Look.
Oh,
She wants
so cute.
Oh my gosh, she wants to be loved all the time, and she wasn't like this for the first 2 weeks that I got her.
My dog wasn't like that either. I thought he was
Yeah.
deaf. He didn't bark for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, he was so timid and scared and shy and whatever it was. And I got him by default because my brother actually bought him for his girlfriend at the time. And she lost her dog. He ran off, never got him back. And this was like a replacement dog. But she said his personality was nothing like Spartacus. So he was a quiet Chihuahua.
Spartacus.
Yeah, Spartacus was her very active, barky Chihuahua, and she loved that about him. But Coco, who was formerly named after, well, his prior name was Beamer, he was very calm, so that's how he got his name Coco, the color, and then it's just kind of like a calm name. But I thought he was deaf. I thought something was wrong with him, but he was just trying to warm up and figure out, like, okay, is this
Right.
my new home? And after that, obviously breaking him into the bed, taking selfies together, he, broke out of that.
So the point I was trying to get to is it's a misnomer about pit bulls. It's
Yes.
all about how the owner raises their animals. Not only a pit bull, but even a cockatiel. She's female,
Right.
and she gets very moody sometimes.
Yeah.
Very moody.
Yeah.
But if you give love to an animal, they're going to be very protective of you. They're going to protect you, your house, your truck,
Exactly.
your boat, your car, your airplane. If you're a millionaire,
Right.
it doesn't matter. She's so happy. When like last night and today, it was a little bit cold. Usually I put the birds outside, when it's 80 degrees or more, because they have so much fun. When she's in the house, you don't hear nothing come out of her mouth. When she's outside, she's like, I'm like, I was like, oh my God, I just woke up. Can you please shut up right now? But she doesn't, and she wants love all the time. She loves it.
And that's the beauty of adopting an animal. They need love. They need to be saved. Their life. You're doing a great thing, not just for them, but even yourself. You have a bad day. You come home and your cat, your dog, your pet shows you that love that you need for the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They all need love. I mean, yeah, I know, right? See, she's saying it right now. I need love too, Daddy. Come on, give me some loving over here. She's such a happy bird when I put her outside. And I hate keeping her inside, but during the winter days here in Florida,
gets a little cold.
It gets past 60. We got to wrap up. We got jackets. We got hoodies on. We got gloves. We got everything.
Right.
Nowhere near like New York or North Dakota or Minnesota, where it's like below freezing. We get below 60. We're like, oh my God, I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Here in Florida. So
I try to put a jacket on my dog, but he's not having it. He'd rather just shake and be cold.
Oh, please don't do that, because that's a total female move.
He had a raincoat, he had shoes, and he had a Halloween costume. And
you're kidding? Oh, yeah, that's right. What was the Halloween costume?
He was a pumpkin, a glittery pumpkin, and my husband was
Can you
like,
guys
"What are you
imagine
doing?
right now?
Why are you doing that to him?" I'm like, "He likes it. He's celebrating."
Yeah, I know. So some people, it was like, "Why would you put a costume on an animal?" It's like, well, no. If he didn't like it, of course you wouldn't put it on him.
Right.
Can you please stop messing with my chain? I'll have to go to the jeweler if you break it. Hey, over here. See, she'll bite me at first, and then as soon as I start petting her, she's like, oh, I love it so much. It's like Chinese massage with no happy ending. I love you, baby.
My dog tries to get away with everything. Like, he used to do the bed, but now he doesn't because my husband's like, oh, come on. So I'm like, okay, fine. He sleeps under the bed. But he's like looking at every opportunity to jump up.
You're kidding me. Under the bed?
That's his choice. He's allowed to
Whose
come
choice?
and sleep. His choice. He likes it.
Oh, that's
there.
right. It's a small dog. It's a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
So he sleeps under the bed.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, because most horror flicks that you see, the characters go underneath the bed. And I can't even fit under my bed. Every bed I've ever owned throughout my life.
Mine's a really tall bed. Hank probably couldn't fit under there, but Basil could fit under there, like a medium to small dog. But he's comfortable, so I said, okay, well, that's the best we can do here, so he's going to take it.
I hope you're having fun back there. Please do not break my chain. Okay? Thank you very much. She gives kisses.
Cute.
Some people she don't like either. Just like my dog Hank. So, Gulf Coast Humane Society, we went there earlier today. If you guys have a pet and you want to call in right now, 239-645-1291. The number's right there. Did I get it right this time? No, damn it, I got it wrong. It's where the bird is. I'm trying to look at the monitor, but it's where the bird is. The bird is exactly on top of where to call in. Yeah, there it is right there.
Look at that. Look at that. She did her job.
She didn't want her close up anymore. She was like, well, I'm gonna go off screen and kind of be out of focus. We had such a great time talking to Brian earlier today. Gave us so much.
Very informative.
Yeah, so much information, and at the end of the show, and actually during the clip that's coming up right now, I was almost in tears just putting it together. Oh. So when you guys see this clip, we're going to take another musical break, and you guys will be able to see this clip. And don't forget, in about 15 minutes, Down the Rabbit Hole.
Another fun show.
Yeah, the host CJ, he's got a special guest coming into the house. And that's going to be another fun show. If you guys missed it a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about a whole bunch of people, which we can't talk about on our show because that's a Two Mooks show. And, we have to be censored on this one. And in the next month, I'm going to let you guys know because not only are we going to be live here and live streaming, but we have actually 4 FM stations we get to choose from within the next month that we're going to be on live.
Yes. Yes.
And it's going to come
keep
to you.
Watching.
I know, right? Please keep watching because next week, what do we have coming up next week, Sian? I mean, I'm really excited about part 2.
We've got part 2, domestic violence, with a very, very special guest, Catherine Pacino. You do not want to miss this one.
Al Pacino's stepmom.
Yes.
So, and I just want to let you guys know, she's been a really good friend of mine for quite a number of years. So she was married to Sal Pacino, which is Al Pacino's real father, and she stayed with him until Sal, eventually passed away.
Oh wow!
So this is not only like a stepmom. This is coming from the beginning of Al Pacino's career.
Yeah, that's a big,
so
big
this
thing.
this
She's
is
seen a lot.
not somebody to take lightly, and she knows quite a bit about domestic violence, which is going to come up on the show next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Yes, don't miss
I
it.
can't wait for it. She's going to come via Skype. Can't wait to get her on. All right, so we're going to run this last clip, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to close the show out because we're coming up to 9 p.m. Down a rabbit hole with CJ. CJ's in the studio with his guest.
And I'm excited.
I know.
what that's all about.
Well, you have to leave.
I do.
Oh, for crying!
I'm a little bit busy today.
I was just about ready to get moogie.
I'm always mookie, but I try to tone it down for this show.
Yeah, I know. We have to. Well, not only tone it down, but the Brooklyn accent has got to go out, and we got to do this thing. Hey guys, I'm Michael Markovi. Now this is the Michael and Sian show. I got my most gorgeous co-host.
Thank you. I'm Sian Mirage.
We're going to be right back. You guys watch this clip. If you're not crying during this clip,
something's wrong with you. Just kidding.
Thank you. No, there's no kidding. Thank you, Sian, for saying that. We're going to be right back.
Hey there now, where'd you go? You left me here, so unexpected.
I
Hope you know, so unprotected.
All right, we're going to keep rolling. Mahoney, buddy, what's up? Come here.
Funny, the camera has scared some of these guys. I go pet of the week on Fox with some dog camera.
Good boy. Good boy.
You were always there, like a shining light. On my darkest days, you were there to guide me. Oh, I miss you now. I wish you could see just how much your memory will always mean to me. In the blink of an eye, I never got to say goodbye. Like a shooting star, flying across the room.
Hey, good girl.
You were gone too soon. You're part of me, and I'll never be the same here without you. You were gone too soon. Shine on to a better
Here's the face. There's your close-up. Yeah.
Well, here we've actually got access outside 24/7. It looks like they're all
Rolling around. You want to come say hi? I'm not going to come close. I want to see your face. Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to the Michael and Sian show. We had a really good show today.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
We
man,
had
I'm
some
so-
fun guests on here today.
I know we had Hank, we had
Jessica.
Basil, Jessica, who she had to go back and pull her makeup off, so she can go to sleep tonight. We had Brian from the Gulf Coast Humane Society.
Yes.
Who gave us a whole bunch of information. I just want to reiterate really quick. If you guys see a pet on the side of the road, not even a pet, but even a human, that's why it's called a humane society.
Exactly.
Not only with pets, but you see somebody in trouble, if you can safely pull over and help that person or help that pet out, if the pet's not aggressive,
Right.
go ahead and pick it up or make a phone call.
Exactly.
No matter where you are in the United States right now, you can look up and all you guys have. You have a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. I got a cell phone. Everybody's got a cell phone. Look it up. Humane Society, the ASPCA. Can I bring up some numbers right now? And I'm going to look. There it is on the left-hand side. That's all the information you need for Lee County.
Absolutely.
And everything's right there. So
And
my
on the website
my
as
director just handed me a card. Gulf Coast Humane Society has been established since 1947.
Wow.
And that's
a long time.
I know, Fort Myers.
Wow.
Jennifer Galloway is the chief executive officer, and I talked to her briefly before we did our segment. It's located at 2010 Arcadia Street, Fort Myers, Florida, 33916. And if you want to call, it's 239-332-0364. And they got different clinics within this place. I don't know if you noticed. This is also a vet clinic.
Yes, actually, my neighbor, prior to finding out about this place, she told me that if I ever need to have something done with my pet, they charge half the cost of any other veterinary clinic. So call, make an appointment, and you can
absolutely.
have your services done there.
The spay and neuter services plus a vet clinic. Gulf Coast Humane Society.org. Gulf Coast Humane Society.org. And I hope a couple of you guys are crying right now after that last clip. Brian told us right now, currently, they have 125 dogs and cats.
Yes.
I don't want to say in custody because it kind of feels like a jail. I mean, if you saw the clip, I could only film on the other side of the bars. And I felt so bad for them.
Yeah.
I asked Brian, it's like, can I get the camera closer? And I would love to touch one of the dogs or the cats. Well, the cats I was able to, but the dogs, he said, they might have a disease and they might not be cleared yet. Coronavirus. Why couldn't they call it Heineken virus? I mean, that would have been a lot better. I want to thank Brian for taking us through the adoption center over at 2010 Arcadia Street, Fort Myers, Florida, 33916. Okay, so let's get back to a couple of stats. We got down the rabbit holes coming up in a little bit. So, pit bulls are disliked by most Americans. I can't understand why. I mean, you guys just saw my hanky. I call him Hanky Panky. Sometimes I call him Panky Panky. And he loves it. Okay, so Americans believe that pit bulls are at least somewhat dangerous and that a family with small children should not harbor a pit bull. That is a total malarkey.
And you know what?
Hank loves kids.
And Brian even said it, in the footage that, with pit bull awareness, it's really the dog's characteristics, their upbringing.
And the dog owners.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with the breed of that dog. So
I can guarantee you right now, I can take a pit bull that has fought almost his whole life. Because if he's a fighting dog, that means he's been in a kennel. Right. And the owner didn't take care of him. I bring him here to the house and give him as much love, and the other people that live with me in the house give him as much love. You will see a 180-degree turn.
Right.
It's the owners that bring up the pets. Like with Jessica, if I was abusive or mean, she would never do that. If I was abusive or mean to Hank, he would never sit on the chair.
Right. Exactly.
I'm really surprised that he did, because the chair rolls here in the studio.
But it's similar to humans. If you abuse a human being, how
Domestic
are they going to
violence.
react? Exactly. There
Domestic
you go.
violence. That's going to be our show next Thursday, 7 p.m., guys. I want to go through a couple of more statistics. Down a Rabbit Hole's coming up with CJ. Down a Rabbit Hole was supposed to be last night. And
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it up right now because he's in the studio watching right now. So Down a Rabbit Hole was supposed to be last night at 7 p.m. And unfortunately, this gentleman was rear-ended.
Oh, no.
And he called the studio phone. He's like, dude, I got rear-ended. I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. I felt so bad. Maybe we might bring him on the Two Mooks on Friday so I can find out what happened. And he's obviously okay, and he has his guest here. Thank God, and thank God for CJ, because he's fine. He's standing right there. All right, so anyway, pit bulls are less than 6% of all dogs in the USA, but they get the worst rap.
Yeah, it's sad.
But and I want to let you guys know right now, the number one dog, and we're talking 380% over, Rottweilers have a bite pressure of about 280 pounds per square inch. Pit Bulls 245, German Shepherds 245. Okay, so they got a big bite pressure,
Yeah.
and we all know that. They only account for maybe 12% of the bites. Number one.
And a lot of people don't know that. They get this idea in their head because of he said, she said.
Yeah.
And it's really silly because, if you want to know factual information, we have the information here right now, or do your own research.
I hate to say this right now, but the number one dog, 42% all over all other breeds of dogs. And Pit Bull is not a breed, by the way. And we covered that earlier.
A lot
in
of
the
people
show.
don't know that as well.
42%. Guess what dog?
What dog is that?
Coco.
Oh, yes. Oh, my little guy.
42% Chihuahuas bite.
That's very, very true. Very true. And you see it most of the time, too, whether you're in a neighborhood or you're walking down the street. Not all of them, but there's a large percentage of, small dogs, Chihuahuas specifically, that have that type of behavior. But because they're little in size, people kind of throw it off. They bypass it as not a big deal.
This one really upsets me. I want to go over one more statistic because we do have to go off the air because Down the Rabbit Hole is coming up. So anyway, we're talking about pit bulls right now. When they attack, pit bulls kill or maul their owners and the owners' family members or visiting babies more than half the time. That is actually untrue. Because we're getting right back to how the owners train their dog, love their
Absolutely.
dog, treat their dog, number one.
Right.
This might be true with dog owners that raise their pit bulls or bull mastiffs or Rottweilers to fight.
Right.
I would understand this, but this one I'm going to have to say no to. Pit bulls are number one canine killers of children. No, German Shepherds are.
Yeah.
So this site, on the Michael and Sian show, we talk about facts here. I'm going to have to check these facts out. Maybe we might do another show on fact checking.
Yeah.
Because Facebook facts checks
Oh, yeah.
all of a sudden.
Okay.
Like for the last year. Your article has been deleted because we fact check it and it's not true. And I fact checked them,
Right.
and it actually is true.
Wow.
So we'll get into that in another show. So next week is going to be Domestic Violence Part 2.
With special guest Catherine Pacino.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it. Guys, I want to welcome you tonight, and this is the part of the show where I have to take my glasses off. Thank you for joining us tonight. We covered quite a bit of ground today because
Especially with the video footage
Yeah.
of Brian giving all that information out.
you guys want to adopt a dog, please call your local Humane Society, your ASPCA. adopt a dog. Don't go to
Or
these
cat.
or cat.
Yes.
Right. God forbid I forget the cats.
We got some cat lovers watching, I'm sure.
Of course. Don't go to the corporate pet stores and spend $3,000.
Waste your money. Yeah, save a
And
life.
waste your money because you're going to save another dog. I'm Michael Markovina. I got my most gorgeous guests.
Thank you. Sian Mirage here.
This is the Michael and Sian Show. We're going to see you guys next Thursday, 7 p.m.
Stay tuned.
Good night, guys.